New Pack City, welcome back. I go by Lou Starsky. It's August 25th, 2021, Hump Day. Thank you for taking some time out to kick it with your favorite Hawks Hoopcast. And it's the saddest time of the year, unless you're a football fan or think NFL is better than the Hawks. Right now is the NBA season is the furthest away, it feels like. And I just cannot wait for NBA basketball to get back. And the soonest that'll be will be preseason. So we'll be talking a little preseason games coming up. But mostly today we are here to fill the void of the Atlanta Hawks. And we are going to be talking Hawks all year long with current and vibrant topics and conversation. Today we're going to be talking about Travis Schlenk era. And he had a recent interview on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and he dropped some gems in there. So we're gonna bring that up. We're gonna dissect it, and we're gonna get into that. But first, make sure to like, share, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, and let's jump right in. Let's see if Mike is ready. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, Lou? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It was kind of a weird week. Was kind of busy with personal stuff. And the NBA season, this is like that one time where it just kind of goes away. You have baseball, you have football, and so hopefully we're here to fill the void for those people that can't get enough Atlanta Hawks talk.
Oh yeah.
But preseason's coming up. How do you feel about the roster? I mean, so far it's looking pretty good, right?
Yeah, man. I'm, ecstatic, happy, still just ready for preseason and get started mainly. So that we can see the young boys, mainly JJ. I want to see them get some more regular NBA talent.
I don't think and we'll get into it because Travis actually addresses that in this interview. And I'm on the same page as him. I just don't think that there's enough spots, enough minutes to go around. So, but he says that, but he did mention that it's wide open. So if he comes in and blows the doors off in preseason, they're going to find him minutes. But for the most part, they expect them to be in the G League. And he talks about how having the G League this year is going to be huge because they'll be able to practice in the morning and then go play games in the afternoon with the G League affiliate and then come back and be there. So I'm definitely excited about having the G League team back this year. Have you gotten a chance to watch any of those G League games? Are they accessible?
I haven't, not any like live footage or anything like that. I don't know when necessarily they might come on or anything like that though. But I believe the College Park games are pretty accessible and cheap to get to though. So if JJ and Coop gonna be in College Park often, they might are some record numbers.
Yeah. Now, do you think it's a better product than the women's NBA? What's going on, Chauncey? My brother, how's it been?
Oh man, it's going.
You seem a little less intoxicated effects today. You don't seem like the intoxication effects are as bad. Is your vacation over?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Back to the grind. Hey man, today we are talking Travis Schlenk and his era, and it's been golden so far. And he made a couple of draft picks this year, so we're kind of just getting the ball rolling on this conversation. You got anything on the preseason or how the roster construction is before we get into Travis Schlenk?
Seems like everything rounded in the form. I don't think we have any holes to fill outside of the Okongwu injury. But I don't think we have any holes to fill right now. It's just roll the ball out there, let them play basketball, and the best ability is availability.
Yeah, I'm excited, and then the East is strong this year, so it's gonna be. We're gonna earn our shit this year.
Yeah, the East so strong that we projected to come in fifth in the East. Go figure.
Yeah. I mean, and that 9th ranking, everybody was kind of feeling a certain way about it, but I thought it was a very fair ranking.
9th?
Nice.
I mean, tell the number 9 ranking. Okay, all right, I can understand, but I understand it being a fair ranking. But telling me that we're going to be the 5th best team, that means you're telling me that
that 5 of the best 9 teams are.
At least one team, at least one, maybe 2 teams that gotten better than us in all season. I don't think Miami got better than us in all season. I took that as different. I did.
Chauncey, I think what a lot of people are doing is going back to last year's rankings and kind of throwing a little asterisk on that season and saying, well, Miami is still a better team than Atlanta. Boston's still a better team. This is a better, I think that's kind of playing into all of this. But, so with all of that bias, aside, I mean, top 10 that's fine. We'll take a top 10 franchise right now. Like, we're just starting. We're just getting started.
I mean, top 10, that's cool. You take that. But I mean, I get, even though we knocked Philly out, I get them putting Philly ahead of us. Obviously, you get why they put Milwaukee and Brooklyn, but I'm like, okay, Miami, okay. They brought in Kyle Oladipo.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that New York is better than us. So now the question is, has Indiana, because they got a new coach, are they going to be better than they were last year dramatically because they got a couple of guys coming back off injuries and stuff like that? So, there are some wild cards, and I'll take a top 4. Like, Travis Schlenk set his goal for this year for the team, and that is to get home court advantage in the playoffs. And that would be a number 4 ranking. So that's not too far off that either.
I don't think Miami is better than New York.
That's to be determined. I mean, New York is definitely running shit properly. But
I got to understand now, New York was good.
Yeah, New York was really good.
They just lost to a better team.
Yeah.
We were better.
No, I agree. And we just happened to match up with them really good. And we had DeAndre Hunter that series.
Make fights, man. Like New York beat us 3 times in the regular season, but you got to look at how they beat us those 3 times in the regular season. Yeah. And then we just kind of, everything clicked right for us in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I get it, top 10 ranking. And I guess they're saying Hawks fans, shut up. At least you got a top 10 ranking. All right.
Well, I just looked at the team. I guess, while y'all are talking, I'll try to pull it up. But I was just looking at the teams ahead of us, and the argument could be made, as far as those teams being considered. But none of that shit matters. I mean, we got to prove it on the court, and we have the team to prove it on the court. We don't have to die by the we don't have to die by the power rankings. Like, we have a legitimate chance to go in there and start winning championships and being a contender. So that's more important anyways than the preseason.
I agree. It's the off season. So,
yeah, I mean, conversation.
Part of being a fan is being able to fucking complain anyway. I get so exhausted in the Falcons groups all that fucking complaining, but I get it. The number 9 ranking, like you said, I can go for it being fair. It just I find it interesting that they got us as the 5th Eastern Conference team. So right. I mean, that means we're going home in the second round. No, that means we go home first round.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. Mike, you're awfully quiet. What's going on?
I'm just. You know what I'm saying? I agree for the most part from a fan standpoint, but at the same time, though, you gotta understand it's the Hawks, man. So I feel like as fans, we're being realistic. Just happy with the rankings. It's to me, yeah, it is. What not too many people gonna jump out the gate and put the Hawks top 2. Say like, right. Oh man, the Hawks gonna be number 1 in the East, and nobody's gonna do that, man.
Right, and literally, Mike, there's only 2 teams. Sorry, I was going to say I was just going to throw this at you real quick, but there's only 2 teams that are questionable, and that's the Nuggets and the Heat that are better than us in this list.
You say the Nuggets and the Heat. The Nuggets, if healthy or whatever, it's like, well, why wouldn't you argue that they possibly be better than the Hawks? Like, to me, it's not something that I'm shocked by or surprised by. The Heat were just in the finals. It might have been the bubble and everything like that. Heck, we didn't make the finals. The Heat still do have like now 3 all-stars. I think Oladipo once was one, even though he hurt. So, I mean, like I said, it's understandable. Like you said, though, the main thing, we got to just go out there and do it again. You know what I'm saying? We just got to prove everything. The ranking that you should be happy about, I guess, if you want to care about rankings, is the Bleacher Report one that had us as the best young core. So,
oh, that's nice.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's cool, but yeah, like I mean, it's a good time, man. It's a good time for us Hawks fans.
I'm gonna show that real quick. I'm just gonna show the rankings real quick.
Yeah.
So they have Brooklyn 1, they have Milwaukee 2, Lakers 3. I mean, Milwaukee should feel slighted. Fuck that.
I didn't count 5 in front of us though, or something like that. I thought it was. Hold on. What?
Then we got Utah. Then we got Philly.
I think you know what, I'm not believing in that Laker outfit like a lot of other people are. I'm not believing in that.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm really not, man. I done got called all kind of LeBron haters and Laker haters and all that. I tell them go suck a dog dick with that dumb shit.
And now, real quick, let's look at the teams that we're ahead. I mean, we're ahead of the Clippers. We're ahead of the Mavericks. They expect us to be better than these teams. Golden State. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. I can't believe Boston is up that high, but they did get sneaky good with getting Schroeder for nothing. All right, let's get to the main deal today. This Travis Schlenk story, or this interview, and this is on what he thought the number one priority of the offseason. And I'll skim through it. I'm not going to try to read all of it, but he says, so we went into it obviously knowing we had, Onyeke's injury. We had 2 things we really needed to fulfill, which was backup point guard, which was kind of been a revolving door for us, and then a backup center. We went into it knowing that we had Chris Dunn and Bruno Fernando, 2 guys that weren't in the rotation, and we wanted to package those 2 guys and move them for 1 guy. And we did that with Tristan, but we flipped Tristan into DeLone Wright, and then we went and signed Gorgie. The center market was one of the deepest markets in the free agency this year. So when we had a chance to get DeLone and not get into some bidding wars, like some of the other backup point guards this year, which I'm sure you saw, they did really well for themselves compared to backup centers. So we felt from a financial standpoint, besides we like those players, it worked out well for us. So now they're paying $8 million for DeLone, and I think $4 million for Gorgie. What do y'all think of that?
Well, I think that is, those moves right there are championship type moves. Here's why. The Hawks got a scary young group of guys, man. Like, I've been preaching for the last 2 to 3 years. Even when we were bad, I was like, don't fuck with it. Leave it alone. Let that shit grow.
Marinate.
Just let it grow. It's like growing some weeds. I hate to use that analogy, but just like you don't want to pull it up before it's grown. Let it grow. Okay, sign the guys when it's time to sign them. All right. I know we all went back and forth about JC, but ultimately, that was the right thing. Ultimately, from a team standpoint, that was the right thing.
Well, and we'll get into that because further down the line, Travis Schlenk explains why he felt JC was worth more than what we felt he was just worth on the court, and he does a really good job of presenting that later. So, Chauncey, I'll definitely bring that up.
But
go ahead.
I think probably one of the biggest moves of the offseason for all teams in the NBA is DeLone Wright. DeLone Wright is that he's that veteran point guard that's not too damn veteran, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
He's
a journeyman.
I mean, he's that guy. He's gonna come off the bench. He's gonna give you serviceable minutes at a position where we can ill afford to fail. You can ill afford to fail at the point guard position. He's 80% from the free throw line, 40% from the 3-point line, and right at 50% from the floor.
Well, then I'll just jump right into it. I mean, this is what he says on it. He says he just his versatility. Again, good size at 6'5" as a guard, can play the point guard, can play off the ball, good spot up shooter, good defensive player, very good person. I've met him a long time in Golden State. We signed his brother, so I've known his family for a long time. Not well, obviously, but I've met him. I know the family. Really solid family. He's a really solid person. And then the versatility he can bring on the court. So, and then this is his, just to jump ahead, or no, go ahead. I just wanted to point that out to you, Chauncey.
No, you covered it. And then the move to get Gorg, I can't say it's first.
Yeah, Gorgy Ding.
Yeah, that's a pretty slick move. And I'm saying it's a pretty slick move with a healthy Onyeka Okongwu.
Right.
Because you never have too many bigs. We found that out. In the playoffs. At times in the playoffs, we look small.
Right.
It's just that we was able to supplement that with our talent and athletic ability. Now, where the Hawks is going to get the nod at on a few other franchises is something I've been preaching about for years. Is having at least one, maybe two bucket go-getters. I ain't talking about guys who can get buckets. I'm talking about bucket go-getters. When I said bucket go-getters,
playmaker.
Somebody who can get that stop-run bucket. Like a team is on a 12-0 run. We need a bucket right now. We know for a fact we got two, I'm going to say three guys that can stop a run.
Are you adding Gallo to that?
It's safe to say Trae Young, Lou Williams, and Danilo Gallinari, those three guys that are bucket go-getters. Like, and there were times even in the playoffs where we cleared it out and shot and dumped it down to Gallo. Go get me a bucket. And more often than not, he got us a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge in the playoffs. I know I'm skipping way ahead to the playoffs, but let's just keep it all the way. To go to the playoffs. Now we're expecting to go there, and we're not just expecting to go there. We were 2 games away from the finals, games away, and a big foot from.
Man, I can't wait to get to this part in this, and he actually mentions it right here, and this is the part that he mentions it, and he says he goes, I've said the right. He says I've said the night of the draft and a couple of times since then because of the depth of our roster and how we've transitioned from a developmental team to a competitive team. So now they've transitioned their strategies. So now they're no longer a developmental team. Now they're doing the picking of players like Gorgie Dang, DeLone Wright. They're doing shit like that. That's the difference. And now they're also looking at their luxury tax. So, but this is his thoughts on Johnson and Cooper, because I love those guys, but I don't think they're going to make the roster, which is great for us, right? That's awesome. So he says what Jalen showed us in the first game is just his natural knack for the game. Some of the cuts he made off ball to the basket and being able to finish on the floor or put the ball on the floor and get to the basket and finish. But also the ability to pass the ball. He's got really good ball skills for a player his size. And then obviously defensively, he'll go rebound. And you saw a couple of shot blocks. So versatility on the offense, being able to play inside, outside, and on the defensive end. Sharif obviously showed his playmaking ability as well, and his creativity in passing the basketball, which we knew coming into it. I think what he's going to have to learn is to not hold the ball so long and make quicker decisions. He's used to being able to run the clock down and being able to make a play at the shot clock, but that's going to be harder, and adjustments for him up here. I think being able to make quicker decisions, that's going to be important for him, and obviously working on his perimeter shot. That's a big part. And then he goes on and he says, after he says that thing about how we become a competitive team, he says, those guys are going to have to earn every minute they get. So I would anticipate both of them having the opportunity to go to College Park and play. But if they come into camp and earn their minutes, they'll have the ability to play as well. And so basically we were talking about this earlier. Does that make College Park and that G League a destination? Is that going to be like a cool thing this year?
I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking the wrong way, but I thought that your first round picks, they automatically have a roster spot anyway. Was I wrong for thinking that?
In our roster, yeah.
I mean, he got a roster spot.
He's getting money.
But just because he's going to College Park, don't mean he doesn't have a roster spot. With Jalen, it's more so that's just the team choice to do that.
Okay.
With Sharif,
I think they want him to get minutes.
That's like literally his contract. The way the NBA has things set up now, whatever, it's the same. It's like in a sense, if I guess what baseball, right, Chauncey? You send somebody down to the minors real quick, your little affiliate team, and then you pull them back up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not opposed to him going to College Park. I'm not opposed to him because, you know, you got certain kids, and I think Jalen Johnson and probably Sharif Cooper, those kids got to play. You know, you just can't have them over there sitting there, you know, putting their thumbs and being all on Twitter and shit. So they need to
and they'll have responsibility playing on that G League team. They won't have any real responsibility playing on the big roster.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man, we got an embarrassment of riches. Is Jordan Bell on the roster or what?
Nah,
He will be, man. I'm willing to bet he probably make it. And I didn't even think about it with DeLon Wright, but I said it with Jordan Bell, the Golden State connection. But Trav leaned back on his relationships.
What do you mean?
I mean,
when
it comes to like,
I see what you're saying. He likes to use the same people.
Whatever. Yeah, when it comes to little small stuff or whatnot, just pay attention. Like Trav, usually he has some type of previous connection with that. I don't know, like the smaller moves we make a lot of times or whatnot. I mean, probably look at the bigger moves and probably look at the GMs or this or that and really dive into it. He probably got history with that too, though.
Yeah, and you notice a lot of the teams that we make trades with are usually out west. You know, Sacramento, Portland.
Yeah, so he definitely lean on what he know for his past.
Well, the next thing he talked about was what he expects from John Collins' evolutions as a player. And he goes, you guys know John's personality. He's the kind of bubbly personality on our team, keeps everybody loose, keeps the energy going. Obviously, he'll continue to do that. So he values that, you can tell. He's one of our best spokesmen. Now, this is the one that I thought was telling that I don't think I was adding into a value at all. But you do have a really, really, really good young man being a spokesperson. So I think that they looked at that as also something that's marketable for their team they'll be able to make money off of that. And he's getting good with talking to the media. But on the court, you've seen his versatility coming into the league, not known as a shooter, turning into almost a 40% 3-point shooter the last couple of years. Obviously, one of the best finishers in the league, and just keeps giving that effort and commitment defensively that he showed this year, not in the other years, but this year he showed that. And if he can continue to work on that, I think he will become as valuable as his contract says it is. John is not just John, but a lot of guys gave not just John, but a lot of guys gave up personal stats for the team to be successful this year. So that sort of mentality, that unselfishness is contagious. And that's what we hope continues with this whole group. So I just think that sold it on me for me.
I agree with him. You could tell where he kind of sacrificed himself for the betterment of the team. He definitely has leadership qualities. He's just not the mega star, and that's where a lot of our fans was going in on him at, because he wasn't doing what Trey is doing. And then and now, on some hindsight being 2020, he didn't get paid Trey money. I mean, Trey signed a freaking supermax.
Yeah,
he's for life. Let me not drop the gun on that. We know he's locked in here for the next 7 years, because Trey got that supermax, but that's a 5-year extension, right? Pretty much.
Yep.
And that doesn't start until 2023.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, when they
Mike, do you know?
For his trade contract, yeah, I'm not sure of when it start. I thought it started, I guess, next year or something.
Yeah.
Well, his original contract was a 4 or 5 year deal. What was
3?
it?
His original deal should be his last year. Should be next year.
Yeah, it's like 3 plus 1 usually.
This entering season should be his last of his rookie deal. That's
so
why
4.
we're doing an extension.
Okay, so Then the following year. So we got him, 6 years? We got him 6 years.
Hopefully we have him longer than that if he continues to play at this high level.
Yeah.
So, it's no worries about Trey.
But man,
I'm hoping he brings Michael Porter Jr. here.
You're gonna lose somebody for that, but
Jalen Johnson, that's probably your next Michael Porter.
Michael Porter shoots too good to be compared to anybody else. I mean, he's 7 feet tall and can shoot. He's the next kind of move.
That's what he
learned to put the ball on the floor.
You got to think about it. This is year 3 or 4 for Michael Porter Jr.? What do you think Jalen Johnson going to be in year 3?
Man, if he can get a jump shot, it'll be lethal. But Michael Porter came in with that jump shot. That's the hardest thing to learn.
I mean, but
yeah, I'd give Porter the edge as far as scoring wise, and he came in as a better and polished scorer.
Yeah,
Jalen might be a better defender at this point, maybe playmaker as well, but ball handler and scorer, that goes to Michael Porter.
It'll be interesting though. I get you right. Maybe we should just wait on Jalen.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you have to lose somebody, bro. Like, we damn near got to lose somebody for Jalen to get PT. So
let me tell you something, man. Those picks. I'm gonna say this, and then we continue. Those 2 draft picks, man. The talk of the whole summer league is how Travis Schlenk should be arrested for grand larceny.
No doubt.
Jalen Johnson, without the opt-out shit, the dude was a surefire top 5 pick. Some people had possible number 1 overall pick, and then
I think that's what made Cam. I think that's what really made Cam more available, because I did hear that we tried to move up to get Kuminga. So I think the fact that he got someone along those same lines, I think now Cam is his trading piece around the world. I'm convinced of it. Unfortunately, it's Cam.
I still don't get the Cam trading situation.
Me either, man. I watched his highlights.
The reason why it didn't happen is because you're not gonna get anything that's to me equal or better. Like, just to be cheap. Like, no, man. I'd rather just build that, like, cross that bridge when we get there for
we'll get into that cheap part,
man. But like, just to be cheap now. Like,
we'll get into that cheap part.
He explained frustrating for a minute hearing that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike.
Here's the thing. Why would we fuck with it? Why? Listen, make somebody come to us. We ain't got to go to nobody. Hey, healthy, Cam gonna have a pretty good season this year. Watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Now,
I think he's gonna make a jump.
That's gonna be enough.
Now,
here's something that I wanted to pose to y'all. Are we seriously about to pay Kevin Huerter?
I think so. 15 mil is what I heard.
We got an embarrassment of riches, man.
You said don't mess with it. You need to pay all them boys.
Well, they say he's really important, but and we'll get into that, because he actually, if you can see the very bottom line, it says how he's now approaching the luxury tax, and that is a very interesting conversation. So if you haven't seen that, that's definitely coming up. So on his thoughts on potentially acquiring a star through a trade, he is wide open to this. He says, I still think when you look at the depth of our roster and the young talent that we have, we don't have draft assets like we have in the past anymore. But we now have guys under contract that you could match some for bigger salaries, which is an interesting way to look at it. There wasn't really those big guys, all of those rumors that guys were going to ask if he trade. It didn't really pan out or come to fruition. So you never really know. And in today's NBA, those guys can kind of pick where they're going to go. And it says, it's not like the good old days where you can make the best offer and you get the guy. But I think last year kind of put us back on the NBA map as far as a destination. Those who want to get traded and want to go somewhere where they think they have a chance to win. And I think now that the perception of us is out there, because we do have a young core that did show success in the playoffs. So the hope is would be that a star player that would ask for a trade would have us included as a destination. And then it says how much priority is it to get a second star next to Trey? And he says, we hope we can develop our own guys. So one day we do it from internally. Those are 3 options: draft and develop, or go out and acquire through free agency or trade. Right now, because there's no trade and we're not a team that is going to have cap space moving forward, it's going to have to come from internal growth. We feel good about a lot of our guys getting to that level. Damn, he's good.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Again, fuck with it. These guys are growing. A lot of these guys reached their upside. Excuse me. Hadn't reached their ceiling yet. Like, why?
Look at that line. Never mind, man. You know, I'm gonna be.
Hey, I want you to pick it apart, man. This is why we bring it up.
The evil guy or whatever. Nah, I just be laughing at the whole, the John Collins stuff or whatever. I mean, it's cool, man. Like, Burrow's a solid piece to the team, man. He good, man. He here, he a Hawk, and that's great. But that whole, like, I don't know, people rank the whole sacrifice stat stuff too high for me. Like, and I'm laughing because I'm looking at it right here. It's like on watching Young's development. First line, I give Trey a ton of credit. He gave up stats for the success of the team. Man, then everybody gave up something, man, for the team to win. That's why I laugh at that, man. Like,
no, but that's
everybody could have took more shots. Everybody could have, quote unquote, been selfish.
Hold on, Mike. I think that they go out of their way to praise it in public is to create the culture, though. Is to be that's the team that we want to be. Okay, well then just say that. I mean, it's no deal with like Travis. I'm just talking about like fans and everything like that. I'm like, because I've been saying this from jump. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, let's look at the entirety of the team. Like Chauncey said, the quote, we have an embarrassment of riches. You think only one person got the sacrifice? Like, you think John Collins is the only person that came to, or like everybody has to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then another thing too, like a lot of these boys, like on our team, top 10 picks. You feel me? Like, you don't think, Sharif and JJ, like they not JJ should have been a top 10 pick though, but but you don't think he got the sacrifice? You don't think that boy deserve PT right now and he finna be in the G League? Yeah,
for majority of the year. Like, man, that's just what it is to win. You feel me? Like, yeah, that's just what
it is to win. Exactly. And I think that's why he goes out of his way to praise it, to just reiterate it. I think it's something deeper. I think it's just part of his philosophy.
I just think that we got a roster full of guys that's willing to do that. Now, you just don't bring nobody in that's gonna mess that up. Yep. I'm just not saying it's one person or the other. I think I feel like, Trey might not get enough acknowledgement from the fans that because he's still top dog though, but like, Trey can ball hog a little more.
Yeah, but and DeLone Wright definitely has that he has that air about him. Like a lot of people say, sometimes he gets into a little bit of hero ball that gets him into trouble. But hey, I'm down. I think we have the right team. Well, so anyways, as he says on how he approaches the luxury tax in his conversation with owner Tony Ressler about it. Because it dates back to when I got hired here. I kind of told him my philosophy is it doesn't make a lot of sense to be in the tax if you're not going to be serious threat to compete for a championship. Jesus fucking Christ, this guy says gold shit. I share that belief, as does Tony. It becomes part of it where you have to manage it. We hope that we can be just as successful as we were last year. And then I think you can get that deep 2 times in a row. Then you're a serious contender. Certainly, Tony is willing to pay the tax if we're going to be a contender. That's nice. That's nice to hear, right? I mean, it predicated on a strategy. There's reasons behind it. I like it.
Right
we're not just spending money.
Let's hold it right there real quick. Let's hold it right there. Stay right there with it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to lose my train of thought on the Collins thing. How many people do that during a contract year? That's like Mike said, everybody can sacrifice their game, but Collins kind of had to sacrifice it, knowing he would asking for more money.
Right. But I think what satisfied Collins in that is that he was still getting adequate numbers being the junkyard dog though. Like he really bought into a role. And I love that. I love that about John Collins last year is that he bought into his role and he worked on making that role better. And by the time the playoffs got there, he dunked on him and beat Ted. So, I mean, he did it.
But no, but yeah, I mean, that to me that was just one play. I mean, that was just one play. We all loved it when it happened, but I'm gonna tell you, my favorite part of the playoffs with him, and then we can go back to what you was just talking about, is Game 5 in Philly. We got him paid. I watched that game. I watched that whole game the other night. I said, damn. I said, Collins was a fucking animal in the damn fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like, we don't win that game with him and Lou Williams, of course. I mean, that's the game we was up 26, 25, 26. I mean, but
okay.
But go back to the
Yeah. And he says I'm probably more conscious of it than Tony is, to be honest with you. It's my job to manage his money. He got a lot more of it than I do. So I worry about it more than he does. Just to finish up on that right there, I think that should give a lot of comfort to Hawks fans like me, who just thought that they were going to be the Time Warner Braves version of the Hawks, where like we have this golden opportunity, but yet instead of taking it to the ultimate level, we kind of just ride it out. We take it to, the first and second round consistently, and that's it. And so this tells me that they have a game plan to become contenders for championships, and they know how they're going to spend their money on doing it. And so they've already hit on their draft. So now I just think that the pieces that we get in, like hopefully they're not too drama riddled, and we can win championships. So that's going to be it. It's going to be like we have it right here in front of us. So the next 4 years is going to be awesome. On watching Young's development, I give Trae Young a ton of credit. He gave up stats for success of the team. There were times last year, I think just growing to trust his teammates when he would want to be in the game. Lou would have it going, and Coach Mack would ask him to go back in the game, and he would go to, no, he's got it going. That's growth. That's understanding that these other guys are very, very talented players too. So
that's the key part right there. That last little excerpt you just read. That's the key part right there, man. Him swallowing his MF and pride for the sake of the team. When you start hearing stuff like that, we about to do some 3 out of 5, folks. I don't think a lot of y'all are ready, man.
I think a lot of you are ready.
Hey, like I said, I always gonna come at it from a different way though, whatever. So my question is, like, he brings up Lou. All right, promise that he brings up Lou. That's basically who's in his position that can be on the court and hold it down. All right. So my question is, I propose, who in the world did we have before acquiring Lou Williams that could even make somebody to the extent or level of a Trae Young to be comfortable enough to stay out of a game?
What's the number that's less than 1?
Huh?
What's the number less than 1?
No, 0.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It kind of like Trav do a great job talking, and then like you know what I'm saying. I just it's like, yeah, Trey is growing, no doubt. He does have to grow. Like, he did do that and everything too. But at the same time, though, Travis, like, you ain't gave us nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you was tanking. So for somebody who like wants to win, and this man, like, ain't nobody really out there that I trust coming in behind me to see us through. So a lot of times I felt like that's what was the problem with Trey. A lot of times just kind of doing too much at certain times, and he can still fall into that though. But having
he's still
Wright,
trusting his teammates more. Though.
Having DeLon Wright is going to be a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's somebody else or whatever that I feel like give that comfort to, like, you know what I'm saying? All right, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like the game, like, y'all remember how it used to be when Trey came out the game. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like now it's like, yeah, bro, you can actually sit there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You can actually sit down for a minute.
Well, I expect us to start pulling away with our second team, to be honest.
And we should. So his stats probably go down even more. We start doing that because he ain't finna be playing a lot of fourth quarters.
That's what I'm saying. I would love for us to cruise into the playoffs with Trae Young playing the least amount of minutes in his career, and him still averaging around 25-9, 25-8. Nothing gaudy, but we are cruising. We have like 52 wins. We're the third seed. That type of shit. That would be money.
Now that would be, and he just turned up come playoff time.
And then he turns up come playoff. He gets 10 more minutes a game, all that shit.
You know what? You know the best way to do load management? Be kicking ass in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
blow teams out.
Yeah, and I think that's where if we can play solid and focus for 3 quarters, most teams in the NBA are going to give up most nights
during the season.
Most
teams will. If you kind of it ain't too many teams that'll have that character. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there'll probably be a playoff team to keep that character, but during the season, teams are more bound to kind of take their foot off the gas or whatever, fall back.
Yep, I agree. But man, I don't know, man. Definitely listening to him communicate though gives you hope about what's going to go on.
I mean, get back to what Mike's saying about him being a good talker. I mean that's what GM's gonna do, man. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna sell a blind man a pair of glasses, but it turns into great talk when the shit transfers to the floor, because a lot of this shit he doing good talking about, hell, we saw it on the floor. So, trust me, Mike, I feel you. All that, I call it that sauce. All that sauce. I feel you. Trust me. But hey, as long as it transfers to the floor, I'm cool with it. I'll buy what he's selling. But hey,
I agree.
If shit ain't transferring to the floor, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro. No.
Ain't Kid Rock, bullshit. But I agree, man. It just, like I said, it's just funny. Like Trav be saying, like, he be saying 2 different things, but saying the same thing, and it's just funny to me. Like, even with the what was it? The star situation, you know what I'm saying? He'll say like, yeah, but no, and it's like, huh? But it's like, but I get it.
I caught that too, Mike.
That's GM speak.
He was like, yeah, we can be an attractive destination for stars, but no, we can also
work internally.
We believe our guys can develop.
GM speak, son.
It's like you believe that they can develop into stars, but at the same time, you cool with shipping them off for one. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying it's funny that he looked at him as like salaries.
Open, man. That's the one thing that we all learned about. And we know he keep all options open.
Yeah.
And he gonna test
you have to. It's kind of like playing poker. You can't show your hand. But I wanted to touch on a little bit on getting a star in here, and I don't know if y'all noticed, Lou, while you was reading, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, why? We was like 6 wins. We were like 6 wins away from winning the whole shebang, and everybody saw how we went out. How we didn't go out like no suckers. That's another thing. We didn't go out like no suckers. Like
we took that game 1.
Like when Milwaukee shook our hand walking off the floor in State Farm, I bet them up got back to the locker. Okay, goddamn. We got rid of them motherfuckers. Yeah. Goddamn. And you gotta deal with that shit no more. I told a Milwaukee fan, I got a partner of mine that's a Milwaukee fan. I said, you can't sit up here and tell me that we didn't build y'all. We didn't toughen y'all up to beat Phoenix.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Different type of speed now. We've been chasing Trae Young around for 6 games. Well, 4 games because he got hurt. Now we got to deal with a 36-year-old Chris Paul who's still playing at a high level. But let's just keep it what it is. From an energy standpoint, he ain't Trae Young. Okay. Okay. Yes, they got Devin Booker, but
Milwaukee to stay on Milwaukee, they definitely looked at Giannis and they put a ring on that shit. I heard they gave him part of the baseball team. They gave him some hotels. They hooking it up.
Yeah, he about to buy into the Brewers.
Yeah.
They better, man.
Milwaukee definitely put a ring on Giannis, that's for sure.
Earl, he the only thing they got going, man. Don't nobody know anything about Milwaukee or anybody from Milwaukee or care about Milwaukee, man.
I don't know. Aaron, the quarterback is pretty good.
But that ain't Milwaukee though. That Green Bay, Wisconsin. But even though still don't nobody care about Wisconsin, man. Like,
but you gotta listen. I understand something.
I didn't even know what state they're in.
You basically relating Green Bay to Milwaukee, though.
No, I understand.
Because Brewers fans are Packers fans, and who is the and Bucks fans are Packers fans. So you got look, man, you got two of probably the top 10 players in all of sports.
And nobody still don't care about Wisconsin. They got three major sports and don't nobody care about Wisconsin.
That's y'all. That's that younger generation.
That ain't that younger generation. Who older care about Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Kareem ain't care enough to stay there. He dipped.
Cause it's cold as fuck there.
I mean, no, it wasn't about that.
Ray Allen ain't care enough. He dipped.
But listen, it ain't about them caring about Wisconsin, bro. You like it ain't about that.
What is about that?
If the team sucks, Milwaukee had started to suck, that's why he left.
Milwaukee wasn't bad, man, when Ray Allen was up there, man. Them boys,
but Milwaukee's in the same boat as Atlanta, where Milwaukee's in the same boat as Atlanta, where they're just like they're good. They're a big enough market to start some shit, but they're not a big enough market to keep the guys and bring other guys in. And that's what they've always felt victim to.
Debate that though. You finna have me look it up, man. Where Milwaukee stand at, man, in doggone TV market?
No, they don't have a big market. Here's the thing.
Milwaukee's a cold ass city, so if anybody's going to be inside, they're going to be inside watching sports. Period.
And they still don't level up to Georgia where we can go outside.
When you said don't nobody care about Milwaukee, who are you speaking on?
I don't know what this conversation is about.
Everybody outside of Wisconsin?
I don't know what this conversation is about.
Everybody outside of Wisconsin?
I think Giannis did a good thing. I think Milwaukee's a fine destination. If you love drinking beer, you go to their town and they have a lot of bars. You can just walk around and drink. It's cool.
I disagree with you on that, bro. When you say everybody, because I'm not in that everybody.
I don't know if I said everybody. Did I say everybody? I just said don't nobody care about it. Well, I said nobody.
Nobody, everybody.
But you care about Wisconsin? I guess so. You're a baseball fan, so you like the Brewers probably rock with them, keep up with them. But I don't care about Green Bay. The hell, Green Bay, the Packers. I don't care about the Packers. Most Packers fans I know really from around that way or something like that, or the middle of nowhere type places. It's like Wisconsin.
Jesus Christ. Way to endear yourself to the
from out there, huh?
I said, way to endear yourself to the general public there, Mike.
Hey, bro, I don't care.
ATL down.
I'm like, when you said, when you use, nobody or anybody, like, woo, shit.
Milwaukee number 35. Milwaukee number 35 in the top 50. Atlanta number 10, TV market wise. So I mean, they in the top 50 here. They better than New Orleans, but like I said, like I wouldn't necessarily compare Atlanta. All we gotta do is win, bro. We win, the Hawks win or the Falcons win, we take over the country, bro. The Braves already. You see what the Braves do, and they only won one. You feel me in the sense and all stuff. They look, come on, man, like.
I feel you.
Sports wise, they don't want Atlanta to start winning sports. Hell, look what we do without no sports winning. Man, if Atlanta had a beach, we'd be the best city in America.
Or at least a fast way to get to Savannah.
Bro, if we had better transportation, bro, we'd probably be best city in
no doubt about that. That's why I'm in Denver.
Well, here's the thing, man. Atlanta. See the Braves. You mentioned the Braves. They had their own fucking TV network for
Ted Turner brainwashed the whole era. You right? He brainwashed the era.
However, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. I ain't no argument here.
Hey, well, listen, we don't have much more to go. I'm just going to skim through this so we can get into this other conversation about Atlanta. Let's hold these thoughts on where Atlanta should be for right after this, so I can get this off the screen because I'm loving this Atlanta talk. But we don't have much left. And I just want to say, real quick, he says on the experience gained on the season, and y'all stop me if y'all have any comments that come up. It says, I think one of the things is confidence, that experience and the fact that we had success brings confidence into what Coach McMillan is asking them to do. The NBA is so much about confidence. All these players are good players. It's the players that have that confidence and self-belief, as opposed to a guy who has doubt, can be really the determining factor on whether they make it or don't make it, which is interesting, and probably not true. Would y'all have any comments on that?
I believe in that wholeheartedly, but
Yeah.
confidence do make a big difference, man. Them boys, man. A lot of these
They're
players,
young.
not all of them was top in high school, top in college, or whatever. I mean, it's that self belief. I mean, you can't tell me Kobe. You can't tell. Well, I ain't even gonna go to nobody's streams, Kobe, but you can't look at our own team. Look at Trae Young. You ain't gotta say nothing to or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be turned or whatever. But then you take a Kevin Huerter. That's like we all will not deny that has all the skill or whatever. And to be honest with you, in a playoff game, did something that another guy couldn't do in one playoff game at all. Literally was a clear go-to in a sense person, won a game in a sense for us or whatever. So the skill is there, but obviously he goes back and forth as far as like consistently belief or whatever in itself. I feel like Cam Reddish can be like that at times or whatever if he's surrounded with other legit players. Cam's the type of guy, and he's been like that in the past. That kind of like that was a Duke. You know what I'm saying? If he went,
and I think that can change in him.
If he went to a school that didn't have other top 5, top 10 picks with him, Cam would have been in his natural way of like just dominating. You would have seen him do a lot more. But like he's just one that kind of take time to kind of figure out his role and then assert himself. I feel like he's starting to figure that out now and understand how to assert himself in the midst of this team. But Trae, you never have to like tell, or he don't never have to figure out how to assert himself or have his confidence and like do him or whatnot. So I mean, yeah, I a lot of these players are talented galore. I mean, that's also too why I'm like ready for the season to play out because it's going to be a great season. You know what I'm saying? I do kind of think that a lot of teams got a lot of talent. So it's just a matter of, playing good basketball. But DeAndre Hunter, he has that confidence. I feel like he's somebody that's close to Trae confidence-wise. Probably not close.
He's that silent assassin, too.
Yeah, I would say it's just quiet, though. You know what I'm saying? But DeAndre has that. Huh?
Let me stop both of y'all with that bullshit, that love affair on him. The jury's still out on him. He missed damn near 5th game. Y'all cut the bullshit.
That's the only thing he did, but when he was in those games, he dominated those players.
What are you talking about?
Dominated them mentally, like Kawhi did.
What are you talking about because he's hurt, though?
Yeah.
Because real silent. Best ability is availability.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just saying, but when he is available, and even besides that, I brought up Cam's college kind of time. So I bring up DeAndre's college time. DeAndre showed on a high level in college, championship, turning run, you know what I'm saying, to be, you know what I'm saying,
reliable.
It was still quiet-wise. In the championship game, Jared Culver was on the same level prospect-wise as he goes, though, but who rose above the other? You know what I'm saying, in that time period? It was DeAndre, you know what I'm saying? And then, too, as well, though, we seen it in the Knicks or whatever, like, it's playoffs. He wasn't there that long or whatever, but it was quiet, but we gave it to him. That boy did his thing and just killed Derrick Rose.
Kept on going.
He quiet, you know what I'm saying? He won't say a doggone thing or whatever. That's why it's funny when he did turn at Taj. That's how you know that was a big offense that Taj did, pushing that man airborne, because you got DeAndre that don't want to turn around and run up on you for a second. So, but like I said, I mean, he ain't Trae, but I think DeAndre, you know what I'm saying, is somebody that's closer to that or whatever. I believe JC believes in himself or whatever and has that confidence or whatnot too as well. So he'll probably be close up with you. Huh?
A lot of people in our fan base didn't want him to believe in himself. It's funny. It's funny when our fan base take that "how dare you" like, motherfucker, you gonna believe in yourself.
Hey man, I mean, personally, I always said I don't blame him, even though I might, disagree with certain things though. But I'm like, shit, bro, I don't blame you. Like, go get your money. Like, do what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't blame you at all. He made a good decision for himself and stuff like that. So Mike, we still in a good boat too. So
yeah. Well, Mike, you mentioned Cam Reddish, and he actually has some stuff. He actually has some comments on him. He says, I think the biggest thing for Cam is going to be consistency. He's yet to play a full season, one because of the pandemic and the other because of injury. We've certainly seen flashes of what he could be, but what we haven't seen is that consistency out of him to perform at that level. That's the next step, which is building on that consistency every night, having more and more flashes where that becomes the baseline. And it's not like a Bitcoin. We're looking for Microsoft stock here. I thought you'd like that, Mike.
He called Cam Bitcoin. He compared Cam to crypto. I can understand that though, man. He don't want so much volatility, man. So much up and down or whatnot. But at the same time, though, I feel like I disagree with Trav a little bit, though. I feel like when he's on the court, is somewhat consistent. His percentage shooting wise haven't been consistent, but at the same time, he consistently got double digits somehow. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, he just got to continue to grow. The biggest thing is injuries, and he hasn't had an off season. You feel me? It's been a pandemic off season. Like, they excuse him from the summer league this year, but he didn't get not one summer league. You know? So
yeah. No, but I think see, the thing is, like, Cam, if Cam can fall into that JC role where he gets a defined role, he can excel at that. I mean, because he is dominant. And if he knows that, okay, I just have to play in these like moments and he gets consistent, I mean, his drives are like very creative. He's a very fluid player. I think the confidence that the team gained, I think, is now going to rub off on him, where he's going to be our X factor. You know, he's going to be just some nights he's going to be unstoppable, and we're just going to be like,
it would be hard for me to almost coach this team to an extent. Like, it's kind of weird, but like, yeah, everybody's gonna have to sacrifice, man. You'll know basically who's selfish or quote unquote, and you can't really call them selfish or who's thinking about themselves by the one who leave, probably. You know what I'm saying? The one who basically, demands out. You feel me? Because I mean, Cam has the potential. I mean, you gotta say potential because he ain't there yet, and the consistency ain't shown though to be way more than just those little roles or spot minutes. You know what I'm saying? Coming in being X factor. Same thing like a DeAndre. Feel like if Kevin got consistently confident in himself or whatever, he's that as well. Like it's difficult, man. I mean, it's even difficult for me to sit there and try and limit Bogey to just being a shooter.
God, forget about Bogey.
So it's a ridiculous
team.
I mean, it's Nate, but he got a lot on his hands, man. It's almost like you want some more lesser talent around, you know what I'm saying, to be so they like literally role players, you know what I'm saying, and you kind of just fit in here and there though. But like I said, man, these guys about to sacrifice from top to bottom, you know, because. And the bottom being like Jalen Johnson, him being in the G League, you know, that's a sacrifice to start his career because he's a young man who believes that he's the best player in the draft. You feel me? So basically, bro, you think you're the best player in the draft, you ain't finna be rookie of the year on this team because you ain't finna get the PT to even be or challenge for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be rookie of the year playing in G League or not playing. That's just not going to happen. So you might not prove that you're the best player in this draft until like 3 years from now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good problem to have as a Hawks. So let's I'll keep it moving here on Reddish deciding not to play in summer league real quick. The plan was for him to do that, but then he just says that you know, they wanted him to get some real run before training camp of this year, and since they made a deeper run into the playoffs and they said that since he got enough playing time there, they felt that was enough to get him, get him ready for the offseason, to get ready for the training camp. So they felt that, you know, when he said he didn't want to play, everybody was comfortable with that because all they really wanted was for him to get real game time play before training camp. So that's why they had plans on him playing in the summer league in the first place. So I love the move, saves him, he's ready. So I'm more, like I said, but I've heard really good things about. Because I did say I was going to talk about some injury updates. As far as DeAndre, I've heard he's doing amazing. I heard he's like ahead of schedule. I heard he's doing really, really well. So they expect him to be ready, full go by training camp.
Great to hear.
So the other thing on whether or not he anticipates the G League season this, let me see. On whether he anticipates using the G League Skyhawks more this season. Last year, I felt bad for both Nathan and Skylar. Because we didn't have that opportunity and they didn't get a lot of playing time. I don't know with the depth of our roster as we draft these guys that there's a chance that they go down there and play some. I do think you'll see us use that more because guys develop more when they're playing more as opposed to sitting on the bench. Having them that close where they can get practice with us in the morning and then go play the game at night and then come back that next day and practice with us is very advantageous for us. On McMillan being a head coach from the start as opposed to taking over midseason, They obviously all know they obviously all know him because they spent the last 3-4 months with him. I think it'll be very helpful for him to be able to establish what he wants to do. Last year, they kind of slowly pushed out little by little. Now he'll have that opportunity to establish what he wants to do from the beginning. So it'll be very helpful for him. And then the last thing is on whether there's such a thing as too much depth on a roster. This will answer Xavier's comment. Yes, there can be. If the players don't buy into it, I think that's one thing you saw last year. All of our guys bought into the fact that we have a lot of depth, and on any given night, somebody has it going. You're going to have to sacrifice your own for the good of the team. I thought our guys did an unbelievable job of that last year. If you have a group that doesn't have that we mentality, it can be an issue.
I mean, I feel like we pretty much said that a little bit, just talking before that. So that's he understands it or whatever. Yeah. But like I said though, you'll find out who.
I really think that if a star comes up, you'll see our names in the middle of it. If a star that makes sense for our team comes up before the deadline, I think we're going to be a big time player. And it's highly likely that we make a trade.
See our name and stuff regardless, I believe, just
because of our depth.
No matter who comes up, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing it, and then people know too that it's been put out there about like Cam Gallup. So we're gonna be in stuff regardless, So,
I mean, I heard he tried to get Ben Simmons for Cam. I heard he gave Cam that he was like Cam and 20 for Ben Simmons, and they were like, fuck off. Now they're like, okay, maybe we should have taken that.
But nah, that jump was crazy to me. And then they was talking about him being a 6th man or something. Retarded.
Who, Ben?
Yeah.
Like bringing him here to be our 6th man? That would be beautiful.
That'd be the most expensive big man.
Yeah, that would be so funny. That would be, Chauncey, how would you feel about that?
Ben Simmons?
Being our 6th man, getting paid $32 million a year, whatever he's getting paid.
I mean, fuck it. Now, hold on. Let me take the money aspect out. He'll be a hell of a 6th man. If I take the money aspect out, he'll be a hell of a 6th man. But anybody got time for it? Hey, that boy showed me his mental ain't there. If his mental there, that beats us.
Have you seen him playing in the offseason? Because I honestly think with Ben Simmons is him and Joel Embiid don't get along. And when you play basketball with someone you don't like, it's easier to check out. It's a lot easier to check out. And I think if Ben Simmons, he's still young enough that if he gets on a team, that team's going to be mad dangerous. Like if he gets on Golden State, like they tried to give him Wiseman or something like that. Right now Philadelphia's being, they're trying to ask for the moon, which is smart because they feel, they're trying to keep his value up. But if Ben Simmons fucks up and gets on the right team, he's going to win championships. That's all I got to say.
He could have won one this year if he had made the goddamn free throws.
Yeah, no, you're right, and it is his mentality, and it could have started off because he's a very cocky person. It could have started off as like whatever, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do whatever. But then when that shit started happening over and over in our series, I think for the first time he may have shelled up a little bit. But I like I said, I don't have I would put Ben Simmons on my team, if I was in the right situation.
The top 2 most hated people in Philadelphia sports right now.
Just need to shoot.
Trae Young and Ben Simmons.
Like Trae Young was rent free in a lot of people's minds this offseason.
Folks hate Trae.
Dude, New York cannot. I listened to a couple of New York podcasts, and they cannot. Every move is about Trae. They even got a Trae stopper or a Trae emulator it's wild listening to them talk. It's pretty funny.
All right, I said it, and it came to fruition. I said, y'all got to take this good guy, lovable Trae Young label off of him and turn him. Hey, it's like wrestling. Hey,
heel.
We love Roman Reigns when he was a face. Now that motherfucker done did a complete heel turn, and he damn near the greatest ever right now. Have you been watching lately?
Yeah, no, that's how that rolls.
Hey, Trey did a heel turn. He did a heel turn. When you got a motherfucker spitting on you while you at work. Come on, bro.
That's true, man. They do pick the like Isaiah Thomas became a villain in the NBA. Allen Iverson. I mean, even so what do you think about old quick Van Exel getting picked up over here, man? I love that move.
Great move.
Right?
Didn't we have him before?
No, I don't think so.
No, he was here before.
Was he?
I want to say Nick was on Budenholzer staff for a year or two, wasn't he? Either that.
I'm not sure, but I think he had a stint here before though.
He was here with either Larry Drew or Budenholzer.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've always loved Nick's game. He had a lot of pressure. He was kind of like the first, what was it? Was it Russell that got drafted by Lakers just not too long ago? He kind of had that pressure before where, he was just thrown on his Laker teams. And because they were the Lakers and they drafted him high, they expected him to be dominant. But he found his way in the league and he became a very effective player.
He had to follow Magic.
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
He had to follow Magic.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think with the pressure that he dealt with, I think that alone would translate to being a good coach. What do you think?
And some crazy shit happened, and he left.
Yeah,
his son did some shit. Then his son get convicted or tried to murder or some shit like. Then his son did something crazy.
Really? Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
His son was convicted of murder, or his son got murdered. Something crazy happened.
Well, if you're watching on Georgia Sports Factory, I expect Chauncey to make post about this murdering son here in less than 4 hours. Anyways, Mike, where you at? Why is your screen blank?
Oh, I'm here, man.
Okay.
Lou, you've been saying some real slick and to the left shit.
Nah, that was all positive stuff right there. No, that was all positive. You misunderstood me there. That was all positive. Wow. That was all positive. I was just saying that you're gonna make a post about this, like, because you have I was just propping up you have your own sports group, So, but yeah. So the Atlanta talk that we were having before, where it fits in the pantheon of cities to go to as far as sports goes, athletes. It's proven to be a destination city as far as retired athletes and athletes as they're living, that they like to have a place here. But is it a destination? Is it will it be ever, a few victories here and there? Is that going to lead to us, being the destination?
I believe so.
Yeah. See, it's going to be a destination here. Atlanta going to be more of a destination. Now, I ain't going to say for the megastar, but for that DeMar DeRozan type guy who, like, all right, I done had my heyday in Toronto, a little bit in San Antonio. I need a fucking ring. And he can still perform. Or a guy like, those type of guys. DeMar DeRozan. They say LaMarcus Aldridge talking about doing a comeback. If I was him, I'd leave that shit alone. But those type of guys, those mega stars, who they gonna move out the way? I'll be extremely pissed off at Travis Schlenk to bust this roster up, to bring a motherfucker in here like Kawhi Leonard, who gonna load manage for 40 games.
Right. Yeah, hey, Mike, look, Xavier added not only a beach, but if we also had a casino, then we would be the hottest place.
I don't know about casino, man. That only worked for about Vegas, right?
No, there's a lot of cities that make good money off of that.
No, I ain't saying not make good money. I'm saying
understand on that. If we bring in if Atlanta had a beach or a casino, we already top 3 to 4 in crime rate.
Hey, there you go, Chauncey. I was about to say, bro, we'll be so doggone corrupt and crazy. Yeah. Like y'all football. I'm telling you.
I agree with the casino being more corrupt.
Put no ports in Atlanta. You got some ports in Atlanta too, and then some casinos. What?
Yeah, but
crazy.
but just think of it, because the way sports are embracing betting, having a casino here would probably attract more fight nights, attract more bigger events like that too.
It may. You know what I'm saying? It may.
Our venues can attract that shit. Like
I'm just saying, without a casino.
Yeah. I like you gotta think about State Farm and Mercedes-Benz. You put them two together, it's hard to find another two to rival them two.
Okay, well then let me ask you all a question then. Do we have the ownerships in any one of our franchises to be able to elevate us to that platform? I mean, because for a long time, Boston Red Sox were not Boston Red Sox. I mean, they were just a middle of the pack baseball team. And then they got an ownership in there that was spending money. And then they got a GM in there that was a savant. And then all of a sudden, they're winning championships and they're beating their nemesis. And now they're established as a thing.
I mean, let's look at the ownerships. I mean, you got one owner who owns two of the franchises. The Braves, I'm kind of on the fence on because they owned by Liberty Media. And then you see what wrestling
his group
doing with the Hawks. The only ownership that I would really be suspect on would probably be the Atlanta Dream. But hell, Renee Young just bought into a stake of the Atlanta Dream, where they just bought Kelly Loeffler dumbass out. So I think everything on the upswing as far as
ownership. What about you, Mike? You were about to say something.
Oh nah, man, I don't believe in none of them but the Hawks right now. That's it.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna ask both of y'all a question. I'll ask Mike you first. Mike, you're gonna be a John Collins like free agent, unrestricted. Give me your top 5 city destinations in order.
I mean, it got to be Atlanta because I'm from Atlanta. Like, I don't know. Even John Collins said in his interview, you know what I'm saying? He'd like to play for the Heat. You from because of where you from and everything like that. So I mean, that's
okay. So Atlanta's on
undeniable. That's hard, man. I have to literally not be me because I never thought about playing anywhere else. So I mean, if I consider stuff or whatever, what is
Chicago,
it? Florida, Texas? Who is it? Florida, Texas ain't got no tax or whatever.
Yeah, both of them.
Property tax.
Yeah, both of them. No. You're talking about income. Florida doesn't have income tax.
Oh, the income tax. Okay, yeah, they got property tax. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you have to hit up one of the Florida teams.
Okay, so
Miami
Texas
probably would make more sense over or Orlando or something. So probably Miami would be on the list.
Houston.
Nah,
Dallas.
I rock with Houston, but I don't know. Dallas, yeah, I don't know about a Texas team. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I don't know. I'll probably go to California. You know what I'm saying?
They're too liberal out there, though. They got they'll tax 50% of your shit.
I mean, that's true, but still, though, it's Cali. You know what I'm saying?
You get to hang out with Snoop, though.
You might want to get some Cali living for a minute. So I don't know which team out in Cali I'd probably go to.
Clippers? I can see you playing for the Clippers.
Nah, not the Clippers, man. I grew up in an era where the Clippers trash. So that's
Golden
in my
State?
mind. I ain't thinking about the Clippers. So, you say Clippers, only thing I think, I mean, the best thing about the Clippers I can think of, bro, is this. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. That's because I'm a basketball fan. How about, do some stuff like that? Because
so far, Mike, you only have Atlanta and Miami on your list.
Mainly, man, I probably be an East Coast kid. You know what I'm saying? Probably want to stay towards the South because I want to be too far from family.
I'm gonna let you think on those other 3 real quick, and I'm gonna put Chauncey on the hot seat real quick. Chauncey, you are Kawhi Leonard asking for a trade. What are your trade destinations?
Realistic, Phoenix.
Okay, I like that one. That came out of nowhere. I like that one though. You want any explanation? Or you just gonna say Phoenix?
I mean, he will fit like a glove in Phoenix.
No, but this is you though. I'm asking you for your personal opinion. Like if you're the Kawhi Leonard type star, what are your destinations?
Star, I'm ask for Phoenix. I'm gonna ask for Miami. I'm gonna ask for. I don't want to ask for Dallas because I'm not going to go nowhere where I'm gonna bump head ego wise with somebody. When I know I got a big ego, Phoenix, Atlanta, Miami.
Oh, you threw you just slipped Atlanta into there this time. Hold on. So you're choosing Atlanta?
Phoenix, Atlanta, Miami.
Yeah. Phoenix, Atlanta, Miami, Denver.
Ooh, I like that one.
At 4, one more.
I like Denver. Denver's a solid choice right there.
Stop, boy.
Not just because I'm living in the city, but
Look at your toy.
That fourth one kind of tough. But
You said Denver. It's your fifth.
I mean, but that fifth one kind of tough. I'll probably say and stay my ass with the Clippers.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Luke,
Yeah.
Watch this. Where Milwaukee at, man?
They're number 7, dog. They're number 7.
Here's the thing, though. Listen, I'm gonna bump heads with Giannis. Like both of them guys.
You're gonna win championships with Giannis.
You know, both of them guys gonna demand the ball. Like you got two. That's why I said you don't want to go somewhere where you gonna bump head ego wise. Even though Trey is the motherfucking Atlanta, but Trey gonna make. If I go to Atlanta, I know Trey gonna make sure I eat.
Right. No, you're right. Hold on, my bad, Mike. Go ahead. What'd you say?
No, I would say I'm gonna have to cut out, so I check in, comment and everything from the.
I ain't got long either.
Yeah, we could have long either. This was it. I'm just waiting on Mike. Mike just has 3 more teams to give me, and then he's out. And
3 more teams.
3 more teams. You got Atlanta and Miami.
Atlanta, Miami. I'll probably go to Charlotte.
I was thinking Charlotte. I was gonna mention Charlotte for you.
Throw Charlotte on the list. Since I said, how I kind of am, I probably want to stay, somewhere southeast or whatnot. No, I did say a Cali team, I just ain't pick one. So, Sacramento messed up as an organization. If Sacramento was straight as an organization, I might pick Sacramento just because I used to like them back in the day.
Right.
Now see, John Collins could go somewhere because he's speaking of him. He was a John Collins type of player.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So
hold on. Wait a minute. Finish out your 5, Mike.
That's what I'm saying. So Sacramento probably in California. So the last 2 I'm just gonna throw at 4 is like me being not necessarily fan coming up as a team, but just remembering the teams that I did like for a minute outside the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? Never before the Hawks though, but I rock with that 01. You know what I'm saying? 2000, 2001 Sacramento Kings team heavy. So I'll probably think about them. But like I said, their organization messed up. So and then all right, man, be quiet. Let me see. I was gonna say I was a big Jason Kidd fan. So real talk. Well, he coaching in Dallas right now, so that'll suck though. But I'll probably say I'll go play for Jason Kidd. So I'll probably like the Nets, but they ain't in New Jersey no more. So I don't get that same vibe as the team that I liked early 2000s. But Jason Kidd was like my favorite player. So I'll probably go play for him though.
So Dallas. So we got Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte, and Sacramento.
I would just hope that he coaches somewhere else, bro.
Hold on, look about where's Milwaukee. I'm gonna ask him where's Minnesota, Mr. Karl Anthony Towns.
Hey, I wanted Karl Anthony to come here though. I wanted him to come here though. That's true.
That's true. You got your back there, Johns.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. Well, signing off for Mike.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, Chauncey. I thought about them for a split second. You feel me? Yeah, I watched a lot of KG heavy though. I really did.
You watching politicals, it's crazy out in Minnesota right now. I don't even think they have a police force, so I'm cool with Minnesota.
Wow. I'd be out of the news, man.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, man, you have a good rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, man. Say bye. You want to say bye? Bye.
And yeah, so Chauncey, or actually, let's welcome in the big dog himself, the bearded one.
Baby.
The I'm working.
Oh.
Hey, Chauncey, Damon had a post one time where I was scrolling through and it was like, I know y'all see me running, and it looks like I'm running slow, but I be working. Only Damon, man. So you looking fit. I don't know how you look even more fit than before, but you looking fit. How you feeling, brother?
Thank you. I'm feeling good. Thank you.
I don't need no vaccines, dog.
Yeah, right. Feeling good. So I don't know if you caught any of the show, but just to recap, we kind of went through what Travis Schlenk has said on this offseason on a few various subjects. And we went through and something that came up was Atlanta being a destination location. And so it got me to thinking, if you were the star player, Mr. Damon, less than 6 miles, 6-minute miles, rank your top 5 destinations as an unrestricted free agent.
That's easy.
Okay.
Brooklyn. Let's see who else. Bucks.
Oh, he went with Milwaukee.
Warriors. Yeah, I mean, we just rank it top 5 just destination. I'm going with.
No, I'm saying for you, like, where would you want to live? Like, where? Because we brought up the fact that is Atlanta going to be a place where people are going to want to demand a trade to and stuff like that, and you see the culture's better and all that stuff. Like, so yeah, make it realistic. I mean, Milwaukee's strong, Golden State's strong, but I mean, also incorporate where you'd want to live too, as cities.
Okay, I will go with the like I said, Lakers, Brooklyn. I mean, who wouldn't want to live in New York City and be a boss up there? Milwaukee, championship contending team, and their superstar is still young. Where else would I want to go? It's not that many places, man.
You're not going to mention Atlanta? You got 4 so far. You got Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Golden State, and Lakers, but you haven't mentioned Atlanta.
I mean,
or Miami.
Atlanta. Well, Miami ain't going nowhere, and Atlanta for me. The reason only, and this is just my personal opinion. The only reason I wouldn't come to Atlanta is I would have to be a superstar to come to Atlanta, because Atlanta, we are so deep in key positions. If you're not a superstar, then you're not going to get that many minutes. I mean, you're going to get I'm not going to say not many minutes. I'm going to say you're going to have to share minutes. Right. So, I mean, I'm opportunity. Also, I want to play. I just don't want to watch Trae Young and the rest of the guys and be like, rah, rah, rah.
Hey, Chauncey.
But Atlanta's deep and they're young. So what's your chances of actually making a team or Atlanta coming after you if you're not a superstar?
No, I hear you.
You are.
And Chauncey, remember we were talking about that because Travis Schlenk in his interview said that we're looking for the type of star that's willing to sacrifice his minutes and his success for the team. And it's kind of funny that you were like, yeah, I'm going to get mine. So I'm going to go someplace where I can get mine.
I'm listening at Damon's five destination, and his is totally different from mine.
Yeah.
It's crazy because if you notice the cities I chose, with the exception of Miami, really, kind of laid back cities. I chose.
Damon, you might be playing with not a full deck. So Chauncey's top 5 was Phoenix, Miami, Atlanta, Denver, and the Clippers.
Okay, I could see Denver. You could smoke.
No, he asked me if I was Kawhi Leonard.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did change it up on you.
You didn't give him.
But you're right. You're right though. It does depend on what type of player are we and what stage are we in. Because obviously, if you're an unrestricted free agent, then if you're a veteran, you probably chasing.
Right. And I gave Mike John Collins, I gave Chauncey Kawhi, and I gave you being just a young good player, just like you're just a young athletic human, as you.
I come to Atlanta, you ain't getting no playing time. You got to be already established.
I tell you what, player. I tell you what, if you are Devin Booker, what 5?
Okay.
Oh, Devin Booker, all-star wing. Ooh.
Got hot girls all over him.
Okay, throw Atlanta up in there.
Okay.
You put a Trae Young and Booker backcourt. Oh my God.
God, that's sick.
Where else would I go? Oh my God. I'm looking at Chicago.
Interesting.
Me and Zach getting it in. What?
Who goes to small forward?
And Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, who goes to small forward?
You said Zach forward.
Yeah, and Lonzo 6'8". I mean,
yo,
so,
I'll tell you what. Can I stop the presses real quick? Zach LaVine's defense in the Olympics. This is the first time I've seen him play defense. Like he was playing defense. Like that's going to be a problem for the Hawks if he turns it on defense.
Man, I've told folks, man, Chicago gonna got sneaky good in all season.
Yeah,
guys in the Olympics, Zach LaVine don't got to carry that offensive load neither.
Right.
So
he
can use that extra. He can get that extra effort because he know say nothing at the end of the game.
Well, then will Lonzo Ball save him enough playmaking to be able to let him play more defense? I mean, it's all tantalizing. The East is definitely back.
They're gonna be they're not gonna be by to roll over. I'll tell you that much.
No. So you got Atlanta and Chicago. You got 3 more now that you're Devin Booker.
Get out. I gotta get off here, man.
Oh, you gotta get off, Chauncey. Okay, Chauncey. I'll see you next week too, man.
Come on, I'm gonna holler at you, homie. Y'all be good, man. I gotta go.
Yeah, we'll close it out soon.
All right, yeah.
Let me see here. Where else would I want to go? Cause I still want to win now. I don't want to just be going to a bum ass team. Even though some of the bumest teams in the best locations like Orlando, but I ain't going there.
And you could turn the whole thing around if you Devin Booker. What about like Mike chose Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, Charlotte, and Sacramento.
Sacramento. That's go there to die.
I know he gave it a big preface. He was like, I know they are a shit organization, but I like Cali.
They had to give me a shit ton of money. I had to be a max money guy. Man, that's death.
But Charlotte's interesting. They're going to be good, and they're good and young.
I thought they was deep on. They're not deep on the wing. No, Mellow guard. Rozier's gone. Right? You still there?
Yeah.
Rozier's still there. Oh, they got rid of that other guy. The other guard, the one before Rozier.
To clarify,
I chose not Dallas. What?
He wanted to play wherever Jason Kidd was coaching, and I was like, well, he's coaching in Dallas. He's like, I will not there, but
you could go to Dallas would be a good destination. But see, this is the thing, like Luka just too ball dominant, bro. Like the only time you really gonna get yours is when he on the bench or he get hurt.
Right.
He's so ball. Unless he want to start sharing the ball. I ain't going to Sacramento though. I can't do it, bro. Wait, what was your team, Blue?
I was excluded. I didn't choose any yet.
Booker? Yeah, Atlanta will definitely be on my list.
Atlanta would be solid.
Him, Trey, John, they all about the same age too.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. I don't even want to think about that. That's going to bring.
He came in at 18, so 19, 21, 22. So he got to be what 23, if that 24.
He's probably 25. I think he's 25.
Oh, yeah. He fit right in with our age
timeline.
Group, you know?
Yeah, and he's played in the league. I mean, like 7 years. It feels like.
Yeah, because he came in at 18.
Yeah, he's been in the league a long time, and he's just now in his prime. Devin Booker's gonna be a problem. But okay, so you're Devin Booker. You got Atlanta, Chicago. Where else would Devin Booker look good in? I would look for a team that's like big, dominant.
What about Portland with Dame Lillard? You get rid of CJ McCollum, go there, you take his spot. Now you're a contender. You
think so?
You don't think Devin Booker's a major upgrade over CJ McCollum?
Yeah, he does. But I mean, CJ McCollum played his role pretty well. I mean, where is it? Seems like Portland's just missing something, though, right?
Well, obviously, he's not doing enough. I mean, because let's be real, you really need 3 players who can get buckets, you know, in today's NBA. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, Portland, you can count on Lillard. You can probably count on CJ McCollum, maybe let's say 80% of the time. But who's that third guy? They don't have that third guy that really sticks out. that they don't have that third guy that you game plan for. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Brooklyn, you game planning for Durant, Harden, Kyrie, and whatever other veteran who went over there like Blake Griffin,
Right.
Lakers, LeBron.
And they got that in spurts with Carmelo Anthony, but they need a guy like Carmelo Anthony in his prime almost.
They need a guy like Carmelo Anthony that's starting. Because remember, Melo was coming off the bench for him.
I don't know why. He was good still. I guess they wanted to save his minutes.
He did, yeah. Maybe he didn't have the legs. Maybe they wanted to keep him fresh for the playoffs, but for the redwood tree.
But
yeah, but I think you go up there, dude, you get a Dame Lillard.
Yeah, Portland sounds good.
That's fire.
So you're avoiding the big markets, like you haven't mentioned Brooklyn or LA or anything like that, or Golden State.
I'm not playing though. I'm not playing in Brooklyn. For real, you're not getting all in Brooklyn.
I mean, you're playing, but it's going to be it's not going to be the greatest fit.
It's not going to be consistent. That's why you see Dinwiddie and them gone.
Yeah. Now, Dinwiddie got paid to play somewhere where I was like, damn, they got really good. Like, they got him. They got a few other guys, too.
What about
it might have been Charlotte.
What's another up-and-coming team? Or if I'm a Booker, I could go to Philly.
There you go. There you go. That's a solid one right there.
Big three would be Embiid, Booker.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Embiid might be the best player in the game when he's healthy.
Yeah, man. Now you can't tell me you ain't thinking about a title then.
Nah, you're right. That might be the best team you picked so far is Philly.
Hey,
that solves all their answers.
Hey, that's championship. That means if we don't win a title, somebody got to get fired, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That is the process right there.
Finals at a minimum. At a minimum. That'd be a good place if I was a young Devin Booker type to go.
Yeah, Mike said he's 23. I'm gonna have to verify that, but damn, that's even younger.
I think he only got 5 years in.
Yeah, if he's only 5, then he came in at 18, so then he's only 23, and that's even more.
Young. It just seemed like he'd been in the league for a long
time. I know.
You know,
dude, that's crazy. And shout out to fucking Brady and all these guys turning 40 and 38 and playing in these still playing in these leagues successfully. Shout out to y'all, man. That's impressive as fuck.
It's about maintaining your body, taking care of your body. I mean, you look at LeBron. LeBron James spend how much money?
I think $1 million a year.
His physique and it's the reason why he does that. So you can have that longevity. A lot of these players, they don't invest in themselves. They don't invest in personal trainers. They go out here and they start partying, blowing money. Next thing you know, they be overweight, and then you know they live like that because soon as they get out of the league,
they blow up a little bit.
They blow up because they don't maintain. That's what you think Brady. That's why Brady got TB12.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let people know, if you put in the time, you can play as long as you want, minus major injury.
Yeah, because the other guy was Ben Roethlisberger. Isn't he like 38 now?
Heck yeah,
high level. I mean, it's impressive. Yep. The guy, the New Orleans guy, Drew Brees, like he played till 41 or something. Like, I mean, that people are playing long time, and especially in football, that's impressive.
Yeah, in football, that's very impressive, and it's almost impressive with Vince Carter. When you think Vince played 20 years, 21 years, that's pretty impressive too, considering Vince basically an athletic player until he started adding that 3-ball to his game. When he started losing his athleticism, which I don't say you lose your athleticism. I say you stop working on that shit.
Yeah, and he can say he actually played 4 different decades because he came in 99. So he came in 99. He played the 2000s, the 2010s, 2013. Damn.
It's another fun fact, Luke. All those players you mentioned that's playing to their 40s and all that stuff, besides Brady, all those dudes was top picks. Yeah. They was like top 10 picks in their sport. So
they've been doing it for a while.
Mindset of, I'm trying to be a winner. I'm trying to build a legacy. And, I don't want to hop off subject, but that's the same thing I see in Trae Young. Now, I'm not saying Trae going to play 20 years, But what I'm saying is that Trae Young, he understands what he needs to do if you want to be a Hall of Famer, if you want to build a legacy. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was so important for us to start winning games. Can't build a legacy as a loser.
Nope. And you might have missed it earlier. We went through the Travis Schlenk thing, and he mentioned that, if we can make another deep run into the playoffs, then I can go to Wrestler and say, hey, look, now we're a team that's seriously contending, and we should start pushing towards the luxury tax. And he says that's how he approaches the luxury tax until they can prove to themselves that they're a serious contender by making several deep runs. They're not going to pay the luxury tax. But now that they're kind of close, and if they do it again next year, then he says they're all about it. So, I mean, that was an important thing to hear Travis Schlenk say.
You know what? That's Travis. I like Travis. Travis, he played it smart. I don't think Travis is not a gambler. You know what I'm saying? Why do I say that? Because we can go back to after Trae Young's first season. Fans knew that the dude was special after his first season. Dallas knew Luka was special after their first season. And the difference is Dallas had more belief in Luka than I think Travis had in Trae Young. That's why I think you saw Dallas make moves for a Tim Hardaway Jr. and a KP. Because we could have traded for KP. He was out there on the market.
Right.
Well, wide open. And then I don't really think, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't really think Travis believed in Trae Young could lead us to a championship until he saw this playoff run.
Right. I mean, that's how I'd want him to be. I wouldn't want him to be blind faith.
Yeah, but watch this. I mean, it's not blind faith because Trae Young has already shown you before we made the playoff run, he got 2 years of averaging almost 25 and 10. Almost.
Right. Yeah, he showed you he was effective. That's for sure.
He let you know that he could do what he wants to in the league. But I don't think Travis believed it for real until we made the playoffs and we made that playoff run. But for him to say another deep playoff run, my thing is this: what is considered deep? Because
second round.
What if we make the playoffs and we get a major injury? Does that change anything? Does that change Travis' mindset? Oh,
I don't think so.
But that's what I'm saying. So
yeah, there's context to that, I'm sure. Like if they have like 3 catastrophic injuries and they miss the playoffs or something, I think that's understandable. But
say a second round is deep playoff run. So you think
I think if you win the second round, I think you've made a deep playoff run.
Oh, you said win the second round. I thought you said make it to the second round.
Yeah, I mean, make it to the second round is minimal at this point, right?
Well, it depends on who we play, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Let's be honest. Let's be honest here. When you're watching your favorite team in any sport, when they play a certain team, you be like, I'm a fan, but goddamn, we might lose this shit. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to take that into context. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? We played, prime example, we played the Bucks, right? And you could say, you know what? We played them tough. I didn't really think we was going to win that series. So, because they got the better personnel. So why you can't say based off that one playoff run where we went to the conference finals, let me reload this team up and we gonna make another run. Instead of just saying, well, I'm gonna go to the balls if we make another playoff run to see if we can go over into the luxury tax. Like you either believe in the team or you don't believe in the team. Point blank.
Yeah, and I think but I think you mentioned it earlier about that's part of Travis that he plays it safe. I think he's not going to just go on belief. I think he's like, this is it. You have to make consecutive runs, and that's my trigger to do it. And that's kind of just how he explained it. He's just like, whatever it's going to take to get there.
I mean, obviously, whatever the fuck he doing, the shit doing is working. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That's what Chauncey mentioned.
I was just trying to show that, to me.
No, Mike was on your side. Mike was actually taking your side on the argument. He was like, Travis is funny because, he's talking about this and he's GM double speaking, like he could have, he's talking about Trae not trusting his teammates, but before this year, he didn't give him much, but this is what I was going to tell you is about him not believing in Trae. And I think he answered his belief in Trae by going out and getting Gallo, getting Bogey, getting these people to upgrade around Travis, around Trae.
on that though, Lou, my point was it took him over 2 years to do it. Let's think about this. Trey get drafted.
I think he works in 2-year chunks. Yep.
Yeah, Trey get drafted. We play ball. We don't make no real moves after Trey Young's rookie year. Second year, we go in. We still lose, and Collins suspended 25 games. We get to the All-Star break. Not All-Star, excuse me. We get to Christmas. Then that's when that locker room shit happened to where Vince Carter and them was talking about the locker room is not good and Trey Young is upset at all the losing. Then, only then does Travis make a move. That's when he makes the trade for Capella. It just so happened that Houston was doing a fire sale anyway. That's when he goes out and go gets Dwayne Dedmon, bring Dedmon back to the team. So, in my eyes, I still don't think Travis really is all in on what he saw last year. Because to me, I think we where we need to be. I think the only thing that could probably help us at this point, that can make a big impact, is trying to get a star player. And
he talked about that. He definitely referenced that. He says that, he's definitely feels that with last year's success that now we've become a destination, because now when these stars want trades, it's not just the best package, it's where that player wants to go. So now he hopes that now we become one of these destinations where we're mentioned and they want to go there, and then he can work something out. So he did talk about that. He says he's open to that.
On though, Lou, the player can say where he want to go all he want, but the GM, most GMs gonna take the best offer available.
No, he made it a point. He made it a point where he says that that's the good old days. He says when the best thing won. He says that's not the case anymore. He goes, the players choose the place and then they have to work something out with those teams. He says that's just how it is now. The players have a lot more power than you're thinking.
Oh no, I know the players have power, but when you under contract, it's really nothing you can do. What I think it is, I don't think it's really the player power. I think it's the agent power. Okay. Because the agents are the one that's guiding these players. The shoe companies are the ones that's guiding these players. Mm-hmm. Like, you get like a Dame Lillard, for example. You ain't never heard Lillard say, I want to go to New York. I want to play for the. You ain't never heard him say it. You only hear who say it. Media pushing it. That's it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Where does that come from? That comes from them agents. Them agents are the ones who be leaking that stuff to the media so they can put it out there. Prime example. That's the same thing they did with Kobe Bryant. If you watch Kobe interview, he said, I never said I didn't want to be the number 1 overall pick. That was Nike and Adidas on the background trying to get him to the Lakers.
Yeah.
You know that story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it big time.
That was Nike and Adidas. Kobe was like, I ain't said nothing about not being drafted number 1. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to be 1 overall? You think I really want to sit here and wait till I'm picked 14? Or what was Kobe?
9th.
Come on. Everybody know Kobe Bryant was better than the 11th pick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean, he was still a high school guy, like back then it was.
Jerry West knew what was up. That's why they was behind the scenes pulling and dealing. But yeah, back to you. I think it's more of the agents. I think, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. The players obviously talking. I mean, you'd be a fool not to. But I think it's really them agents that's dictating the movement at the executive level. Because the players don't deal with them. Agents do.
And we'll wrap it up with this because I do got to go. But that's what's so interesting about the way Clutch Sports is starting to do business, where they have like an office and all the players just happen to be able to share the same hallways to get around, because there's two types of tampering. One tampering is from GMs to the players, and if they can prove that because of the amount of time and the length of contracts that need to be negotiated, if that doesn't match up, that they can go after that, But really, with the player on player, they've given up on dealing with that type of tampering, and which is where Clutch Sports has kind of entered the realm. And like you're saying, now they're doing a lot of the management from the player side. They're kind of tampering with each other, and it's kind of allowed. So I don't know if the NBA is ever going to address that, but something like Clutch Sports can really find themselves embroiled in the middle of something really big if they mismanage what they're trying to do, which is basically go around the competition rules.
Yep. I agree, man. I agree.
So
I agree.
But yeah, man, until next time, we'll get you here next Wednesday. We're working on a new time because Mike got kids and all that stuff, so we're trying to do the noon time to see if that works better, or in the afternoon. So we'll work that out, but for sure we will definitely be here next Wednesday, and we'll be 1 week closer to preseason games. So awesome, man. I'll see you.
All right, y'all.